Yo, what's happening, world? Name's Raheem Flowers, and I just encountered that video with Zoe Williams and Aries Spear, the comedian, and Zoe just decked him. And Corey Holcomb was there, the 5150. So you knew that man, Aries Spears, once he woke up, he needed Black Jesus, even though Black Jesus was encouraging Zoe. Anyways, all that little cheesy jokes aside, now, what does this tell you? The fact that TMZ was able to get that information makes you seem like that's something pretty fugazi going on right there. Something very fluky. I don't fuck with the 5150. I don't fuck with Zoe. I don't fuck with Corey Holcomb or that mulatto broad. I don't know her name. But I just noticed that all these dudes who go around either alluding to white supremacy or just flat out saying it, they have a tendency to go on and still work with that thing they claim to have an issue with. How was it that TMZ was able to get in an establishment that is black, like the 5150, where Corey Holcomb goes in on white people in his comedies, and he goes in on their double agents, i.e. black women, and Zoe Williams is supposed to be this top-notch philosopher, the voice of reason, as he calls himself. But then, how did TMZ get that? So obviously you had to have gotten them filmed. TMZ's not that professional where they have some state-of-the-art wires tapped and they could just acquire this information. I mean, the way I look at it, you know these niggas are in it for money when they talk about white supremacy. And my homie was talking about this with me. But that was a clear testament. So I don't care what they say holds very little merit at this point. You can still acknowledge the truth that they bring, but it's like from a distance you could only fuck with certain Negroes. And these are the older heads. Zoe, Corey Holcombs, they're the older heads. And niggas like Tariq, who talk about white supremacy all day, see, they're just blurring the lines. They're still leading black people astray because they're not directing the issues. And I'm glad that Sister Sutek brought a video up about how much of the conscious community is a joke. Shout out to Umar's father though for having a very level head, because you can tell these niggas like Umar and Tariq, they do this for money and ego. They don't do this for the betterment of black people. They don't. At school, still not there, Umar. Tariq, he just scamming black people by going ahead and just being the new age Al Sharpton and telling you how white supremacy is the end all be all and the ills of the world, and we somehow lived in the promised land before white supremacy emerged on earth. You let these niggas tell it. They're just there to confuse you, but they're not here to clarify and create solutions. They give you that illusion that they're trying to create solutions just because they'll do bits and pieces and do a few charitable things for blacks. But at the end of the day, they don't give a fuck. They just care about that monetary gain and that ego stroke that y'all continue to give them. So in a way, this is kind of an OD to Melanin's, the Sister Sutek's video, but it's also my input on just blurring between the lines and just the illusion that a lot of these pro-blacks and conscious cats bring. They're a tool that white people have. Like, they love it. White people love it when y'all talk about white supremacy, but then don't do nothing about fighting against this system that you know is not fair. Yep. That's all I see from those Negroes. And then you got guys like Tommy Sotomayor. Then you got guys even like Minister Jap, he's the brother from Chicago. And you got all these dudes. Like I said in my recent video about the manosphere, they'll talk about black women, but one thing is black men have to be responsible for is the dicks. You giving a black woman an out when you go ahead and you fuck one of these thotteroonies. You are. So then that gives them the excuse saying, well, why y'all black men just be fucking these hoes all day? It's not about fucking the hoes that's the issues. It's the fact that you don't want to be responsible enough to put on a condom or get a vasectomy or just pull out. Because obviously black men don't have a strong pull-out game. Or you get outsmarted, get outwitted by these broads, and they get a turkey baster, and they put that in their pussy, and then they're pregnant the next day, and your black ass is on child support. Yep. So now, at the end of the day, black men have to be held responsible primarily for what goes on in the black community. We know how fucked up / demented black women are. We know how apathetic they tend to be towards their children. I see it every day here in Chicago, how black women talk to their children on the stroll. Shut the fuck up. Keep it moving, boy. Stop acting like a little bitch. I've seen this for years. But look who black men are sleeping with. And this has been going on since all these dudes who are black men in their 40s. This started upon your era. Because those black men just did not have the wherewithal, nor did they even strive to have the wherewithal. Because, you know, you had a lot of these traitor ass, Sambo ass niggas who went around and looking for white people's approval. That's where they fucked up. And thinking white people's ice is colder. Black women going to feminists so they can just express themselves and do whatever they want and create this matriarch anarchy that we have today. So it's like, damn. It's like Armageddon season for black folks. That's why you gotta let the wolves eat themselves, and that's what they're doing right now. And black people who got a clear mind, just keep doing what you're doing, man, with productivity. Watch things start to blossom, because these niggas are at the end of the ropes, and the power that be, they're pulling out every last trick in their box, and it's about to be over. So that's all I gotta say right now. Hopefully I can come out my videos, man, like Holocaust Hollywood, where I'll say a lot of things about Jewish people. And that nigga moment that Zoe Williams and Aries Spears had, the fact that TMZ recorded that, the fact that you have these white blogs and you have all these people and black people encouraging this buffoonery or justifying it, and Aries Spears acting a fool, lets you know that they're not having the best interest for black people. They just act like they do. And Judgment Day awaits. I have no empathy for most Negroes, especially in this day and age, especially the ones Generation X. Not even my generation, because a lot of them just like to follow the Black Lives Matter mantra, but then don't do shit when a nigga got a gun and kills a little baby in the neighborhood or a grandmother. Black Lives Matter ass ain't nowhere to be found. That is just blurring between the lines. It's making you just emphasize on one issue and forgetting about the other when you have to look at all corners, all four corners. But you know, that's the point of blurring between the lines. Alleviating ourselves from societal accountability, doing whatever the fuck we want, and just thinking things are supposed to get better by doing the same shit. Insanity, that's what we living in. Armageddon season. I'm out, people.